Right, we're live, and I did start this live feed earlier, but I had some interruptions, so I had to stop it and figure out a time when was best to start. So I am live, and I'm going to be live for the next hour and a half. So what we're going to do now is spend 15 minutes waiting for people to jump into the live feed, so we can go from there, really. So we're just going to wait for some people to jump into this feed, and then we're going to have some fun. Let's go into my videos. So we have one person that's just jumped in, which is great. We're just going to wait for some more people to get on, so we can have a good hour or so chat about Hackintosh, visual effects software programs, tips and tricks, so on and so on. I'm just putting you down here because I've got another viewer down here on my phone. I just need to prop it up against something. Like I said, I did have this feed going earlier, but I had to stop it due to some technical difficulties. So hopefully we're going to get enough people in. It's currently coming up to 6:20 in London, UK. So hopefully we can get some people in the feed, and we can have some fun. I'm just going to go over to another thing so I can share this feed. I can share this feed. And we'll jump over to Twitter as well. So I'm just going on my social media, and I'm going to be posting this on my social media. So people on Twitter know that I'm live as well. I'm very tired at the moment, so hopefully we're going to get enough people jump in. If I look down there, I'm looking at another screen down there to see how the bits and bobs are doing. Usually takes a little bit of time for most of my audience that is in the States and India to catch up. So we're just going to wait for a little while, probably take about 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, for people to sort of jump in to the chat. Oh, Mr. Postman. So we're just waiting for people to jump in, and then we can get cracking. Got 4 people in the house. Too Cool Gadget. Hi, how you doing, buddy? How's it going? Feel free to throw any questions you want to me, as long as it's not perverted. I don't mind. I'm not too bad, Gadget. How are you? Just had my afternoon nap and now I feel fully refueled and ready to go. How you doing, Van Cruz? I'm good. Everything's great. Just indoors at the moment because the weather outside is absolutely horrendous and I wanted to do some filming, but that is out of the question. We are having thunderstorms in London at the moment and it's very miserable. Where is everyone from? I am working on my short film at the moment, which you can check out on my channel. Louisiana, lovely. Poor connection. I don't know what's going on. My end or your end? You seem to be coming through okay. seem to be coming through fine. Yes, so I'm currently working on Schizophrenia, which is my short film. Hopefully it'll be coming to the end of production in June, which is cool. And I wanted to do some, get some stock footage today, but it looks like it's not going to happen. The weather's too bad outside, way too bad for that. I film with the Black Magic production camera, 4K one, Black Magic, for professional work, which I love. I love my Black Magic camera. It's a good camera. A7S. See, I want to get one of them, but what software Hollywood industries use for VFX? What do you want to know? What software they use? Gadget. Just let me know. Do you want to know what software they use? Yeah. There's so many different types of software. So for editing, you know, you could be looking at Avid. You could be looking at Premiere Pro for video editing. If you're looking at visual effects, there's so many. It all depends what type of film they're using, because normally studios will hire people to do it, like the editing process, the visual effects process, unless they're all in-house. So, you know, visual effects, say for instance CG, you're looking After Effects, you're looking Maya, you're looking Fusion, you're looking Nuke for compositing and visual effects. There's just so many out there. The big boys are really the Foundry. The Foundry are normally used in quite a lot of film projects and Autodesk products as well. So Maya is used, for instance, for stop motion and stuff like that, animation work, so on and so on. So there is so many different types of software companies use for visual effects and filmmaking. But it's normally the big boys are Maya, Nuke Studio, Fusion is used a lot in visual effects for compositing, so on and so on. You can, if you like a specific film, you can literally Google the film and put under Google what software was used to make this film, and it normally does tell you. You can go to, it'll probably take you to a web page where it gives you detailed description of what software was used for that film. But normally for visual effects, it's Nuke, for compositing, Maya, 3ds Max sometimes, but 3ds Max is mostly used in video games, stuff like that. Not really used in film that much, even though it can be used for film, if that makes sense. I've seen Fusion used quite a lot recently. Fusion Studio is awesome, really, really good for compositing and visual effects. That is used for quite a lot. I've noticed with people that I collab with, it's mostly Nuke Studio, Nuke X, a little bit of Fusion, and Maya is a big one. I do like, yeah, I do. I do like a heavy blue light. I don't know why. the thing is, I'm trying to stay sort of unique when it comes to color grading. I know that sounds crazy, but you sort of, if you know, watch certain directors how they work with their color grading, um, you know, it determines who you are. I want to be recognized um, in the industry, and I think, you know, if you sort of change up your, you know, your color grading and the way you want it to look. You know, Michael Bay, for instance, if you look at any Michael Bay film, you can instantly tell it's his by the way he grades his picture. You know, but I do like that look, that heavy blue look on my films. I don't know why. Maybe it's a bit overkill. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I think it's trying to be your own, you know, give it your own sort of feel. I mean, a lot of people that make films are trying to copy the way other directors color grade their films, and they try and be too much like them, you know. And I don't want to be like that. I want to have my own unique look. I hope that makes sense. I want my own unique look for my films. Yeah, I love that. That medium blue green look is it's very Matrix, isn't it? I love that sort of look. But like I say, I'm trying to keep, you know, the way I like it to look. You know, not the way other films look. Like I just said, a lot of people, you know, color grade their work to look like other people's work. They want it to look like a Michael Bay film, or they want it to look like, you know, a Ridley Scott sort of looking film, stuff like that. I don't want to be like that. I want my films to look like the way I want them to look and be unique to myself. Yeah, I think, yeah, I do agree with you. Edgy is the way to go. I do like the edgy look. I mean, my favourite director is James Wan, and he directed films like The Conjuring, so on and so on. And I do dig his the way he has his films look. But I don't want to. I could easily copy that look, but I don't want to copy it. I want to have my own unique style in my color grading. Still, color grading takes a long time, and I'm still, you know, I'm sort of 85%. No, so I would say about 80% on completing Schizophrenia, my short at the moment. But I'm still working on the edit, the cut, locking it all down, and I'm still working on the way I want it to look as well at the same time. I want it to look good, but I don't want it to look like other people's work. You know, I want it to, you know, look like the way I want it to look. What you do? What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Well, YouTube and Vimeo. You know, it's the biggest platform you can get. You know, it's my first major short film, shall I say? And I think, you know, I just need to sort of put it out there, and I think it's like I just hope for the best. Hope people receive it well. I do know that I'm going to get probably a lot of bad feedback from it, and I'm probably going to get a lot of good feedback from it. But at the end of the day, it's the feedback that I want, because it'll only make me stronger as a filmmaker. I am a professional video editor, yeah, and visual effects artist. Yeah, I am. I think I am anyway. I like to think I am. You know, most of the stuff that I do for YouTube, like vlogs, are just sort of, I would say, messing around editing. But I do, when I'm seriously doing a film, I like to, you know, when I make a vlog from YouTube, I could literally film it, edit it, cut it, and upload it within 2 hours. it doesn't really take a lot of time to do. But when I'm working on like a short film, for instance, I want it to take a long time, and I'm not going to rush it. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that do amazing work, but they have a lot of people around them. You know, I'm sort of, in essence, a lot of one-man band. I do have people to collaborate with on projects, so on and so on. But I do like to do a lot of it myself because I want to try and teach myself everything. You know, when it comes to video editing and visual effects, no one is 100% anyway. No one is like the dogs. Now, everyone's learning as they go on. And I think by learning as much as I can, it'll only make me stronger. So if one day, touch wood, something, you know, someone does, one of the big studios out there does pick up my film or pick up something I do, I'm going to be able to problem solve straight away. Yeah, Van Quick, just link it to me on this chat, and I'll have a little look at it for you. I do have when the film, I've got a rough cut going over to Ryan at Film Riot. Hopefully in the next 4 weeks, because I've got some more preliminary shooting happening at the end of June. So once I complete that shoot, it's going to take me about a week to lock it down, the edit, and then I'm going to send it over to Film Riot, to Ryan, who said he'll have a look at it, and he's going to basically tell me what I've got to do. No, not for editing, but for visual effects, yes. I have visual effects, yes. I don't do editing. Editing is more what I do when I do my short films, but mostly I do very subtle visual effects for some studios out there. I've done very subtle, like eye correction, for instance. I do a lot of that, which basically means if an actor is doing a scene, the director shouts cut and print, for instance, then he goes back and checks the scene, and the eyes of the actor accidentally look into the camera like that by accident, then I'll track the eyes to a different location so it doesn't look like it's looking at the camera, because some actors by accident look at the camera by mistake. So what I do is I put the eyes back. Yeah, Ryan, he's such a good guy. I mean, he does help people out, and I've been speaking to him for a little while. I mean, I'm nowhere in his caliber, don't get me wrong. But then again, Ryan does have a lot of people working for him. So technically, Ryan is not a one-man band. Ryan has a team of loads of people helping him on a project. And when you've got a massive team, it's a lot more easier to make a short film. He does have a lot of information. I've been watching him for years, since the beginning. Since he started his channel, I've been subscribed to him. He is good. Yeah, resources, absolutely, is very important. I totally agree with you. The amount of people you got working with you on a project will only make life a lot more easier. But when there's only a couple of you doing it, see, my actors in my short film are also doing the camera work. So we chop and change. So when I'm in the scene and the other guy isn't, for instance, he will do the camera work, and then vice versa. And we work together as a team. And there's only 3 of us doing it. And I'm doing all the heavy stuff, which means I'm doing all the editing, the scoring, which I'm writing the score myself, visual effects, Foley sound. I'm doing it all myself, which makes things very difficult and very tiring. But I think throwing yourself in at the deep end when it comes to filmmaking I think it's the way to go. Because if you do get picked up by a studio, because you do this, you know, visual effects and film editing and all that good stuff you do, and you upload it to YouTube with the hope that a studio is going to spot your work and pick you up. So for the day of tomorrow, if, you know, I create a short film, it's exactly why Film Riot does it as well. You know, Film Riot is, for instance, is in the process of releasing Ballistic. So he's editing the short film Ballistic. He's putting everything. Dogs are going mad. So sorry about that. So you know, he's putting everything he's got into this short film Ballistic, because if it's a good enough job, there is a chance that they're putting short film out on YouTube or Vimeo, for instance, and a studio may pick it up. Exactly how they did with, I can't remember his name, David, with Lights Out. He released a short film called Lights Out. It was only literally 2.5 minutes long. It was picked up by New Line Cinema, and he got a feature out of it. So I think that's why most of us do this, you know, creating short films to hope one day that a studio may pick up on it and say, listen, we want to make a feature out of this film. It is good to do everything yourself. It really is. It will make you so strong. You know, it is a lot to do with having resources, but if you can, you know, do as much of it as you can yourself, you're going to be so good at problem solving when it comes to the day that you have to do something big. You're going to be so good at problem solving. You're going to be able to say, right, I've dabbled in visual effects, so I know that I want this visual effect to look like that. So if you've got a team, for instance, when you get into a studio and they're working on a visual effect, you know exactly what you want and how you want it. You don't, look, Gadget, you don't need money. You know, I never went to university or college. I'm 42 years old. If you're willing to learn and study, what's the difference between it being in a college classroom or being in front of your computer with your book? If you go to digital tutors, they do courses on everything, from After Effects, Premiere Pro, Maya, Nuke, you name it. In the film industry, they do it, and you pay per project. So, say for instance, you want to learn how to tracking. There's a complete course on tracking. You'll pay a one-off fee for the course. You go through all the videos and you watch the videos, and the teacher will basically. It's a tutorial, but more professional, if that makes sense. It's like a tutorial, but not just that. You get the project files and everything to study from. But think of it as you got to pay for it, but it's a serious tutorial. So a tutorial that can go on for about 5-6 hours. Tracking is used for everything. There's not visual effects shots I've seen really in the industry that don't need tracking. If you're putting a 3D object into a 2D scene, then you've got to track it. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's hard work. Same as rotoscoping. Rotoscoping is sort of like another form of tracking as well, isn't it? So rotoscoping is long-winded. Any of you guys ever done any rotoscoping? No. Then what software do you use, Van Cruz? Do you have After Effects? I'll try and explain to you what rotoscoping is. Yeah, right. So rotoscoping is available in After Effects, okay? And I'll try and give you a little example what rotoscoping is. So I want to give you try and give you an example, right? Okay, so that's your screen, okay? And there's you. I hope you can see that, yeah? There's you, right, on the screen. Now, if you want to put something in between that, yeah, in front of you, it's very difficult. So what you do is you rotoscope yourself out using a roto tool in After Effects, and then it's all keyframes. So For every frame you move, I will do a dedicated video on rotoscoping. Every part the body moves, for instance, you're rotoscoping out. And then once you complete the rotoscope, you're able to put anything you want in front of yourself. So say, for instance, you create, I don't know, a spaceship scene, and the spaceship's landing in front of you and the camera's shooting from the back. Obviously, you know, you're going to be in front of it. So what you would do is rotoscope yourself out. So then the spaceship can go between the background and yourself, in essence. I will do a dedicated tutorial video on rotoscoping sometime. I'll probably do it tonight and get it uploaded tomorrow for you guys if you don't know what it is. Rotoscoping is pretty awesome. Premiere Pro. You use After Effects and Premiere Pro. Is that correct? It is very time consuming, but the results are excellent. If you get it right, the results are amazing. Visual effects is time consuming anyway. It takes a long time. If you do it properly, visual effects take a long time. That's why it takes years for films to get made. Because I will say about 30% of it is visual effects, is doing all the visual effects work, and that takes a long time. In visual effects, you have to be patient. You really have to have patience. If you haven't got patience, then no go. How much money does a visual effects or CGI artist get in one project? It all depends who you're working for. You could do, you know, it all depends. It's a very difficult question to answer. You can get from, I don't know, $100 to $100,000, £100 to 100,000 British pounds. It all depends who you're working for and what you need to do. But you've got to remember, when you're a visual effects artist and you're working on, say, for instance, a feature film, you're a part of a team of hundreds of people. So you're within a pipeline, for instance. Yeah. So if they want you, for instance, to do one frame, okay, so one frame of visual effects could be 20, 30 people working on that one frame. So it's not like that you're doing all the work. Yeah. So say, for instance, I don't know, they want this spaceship to sort of land in the scene, for instance. Yeah. You won't be the one doing all the donkey work. There'll be a team of you doing it, and you'll work within a pipeline. So everything will be shared. The whole project will be shared digitally amongst all of you. And then it's up to you to keep track. If you're working in Nuke, for instance, it's all node based. So it'd be up to you to make sure that that node tree is kept organized and concise. So when it's passed over to the next person that has to do a bit, he will know where to continue from. I hope I'm making sense there. He will know what he has to do and what you've done already. Is that the project art of the set? Is that your trailer? I will definitely check that out. If you copy and paste the link, are you watching on a phone or are you watching on a computer? I've just got to take a call, guys. 1 second. Hello? Hey? What happened? Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's me. What do you want me to put the oven on for? But I'm not home. I'm not. Yeah, I bet. All right, listen, I'm live on YouTube at the moment, so yes, I am. So I will chat to you later. Bye. Bye. Okay, what I'll do is let me try, because sorry, I've just got a call there. And I've always got to answer my phone just in case it's something important. Let me just copy and paste that and try and find. Are you subscribed to my channel, Van? Van. If you subscribe to the channel, then yeah, wicked. So if you're subscribed, then I can click on your subscription, check out your trailer, and I'll definitely leave you feedback on that. Definitely. So I will do that sometime this afternoon after the live feed, after we finish our live feed here, if that helps you out. But I'm looking forward to seeing that. But the thing is with me, it's weird. I look for criticism in my work when I do things. I look for constructive criticism. I don't look for hate, and I don't look for nastiness. There's a lot of people that will just hate on your stuff just because they want to, just because they're nasty. I find it very difficult to leave criticism because I appreciate everything people do. I know how difficult it is. And I know how time consuming it is to create something. You know, people think it's easy to edit when it's not. People think it's easy to do visual effects when it's so difficult, it's unreal. You know, bringing a story to life in your own vision is so hard. So I don't think I've ever got a bad thing to say about anyone's work, even if it's like the worst thing in the world. Because I know how difficult it is. And I always like to support people that really make the effort and try it. Because you don't know until you try. You really don't. How can I get a chance in Hollywood film industry for visual effects? Just keep uploading stuff to your channel. Keep doing visual effects work. Keep doing little short films, for instance. Don't rush them. Schizophrenia so far has taken me nearly a year. And the film's about 13, 14 minutes long. I think taking your time and releasing something decent is better than rushing something and releasing something poor, because you want to get noticed. And I think just keep doing stuff and someone will pick up on you. I've had a couple of people already pick up on me, and I've done a couple of projects, especially music videos, for a couple of clients who's picked up on the work I've done and said, right, we want you to create our music video for us professionally, and it will come. It's such a when in visual effects, I think you sort, when you want to get into the industry, you sort of live in hope. But I enjoy doing it for me. And that's what keeps me going. If I don't get any projects and if I don't get any work out of it, it's not going to upset me. I'm not going to think to myself, well, I'm just going to give up, because I enjoy making films passionately myself. And if I can't do something for someone else, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to create something for me and take my own route in life. You know, you've got two options: to do this stuff to work for someone else, or to do this stuff because you want to be doing it for you. And I think that's the attitude you need to take. You know, really, really push the boundaries and just do what you need to do. Create for yourself, and all I can say is the rest will follow. May follow and may not follow, but who cares? Because if you're producing good work for yourself, you're getting your own self-satisfaction out of it, and you're making yourself proud because you're creating something and uploading it, for instance, to YouTube, and you know, you're doing your own work. I hope that makes sense. So we've got 2 people watching so far. Hopefully we'll get some more people in the house during this live feed. How do they actually choose other people? They don't choose. I mean, you got to put applications in. It's like dogs going mad. Sorry. 6 dogs here, and they're all going mad, so I do apologise. One sec. Hey, hey! Stop it! Sorry about this. Sorry about that, guys. Really sorry about that noise. Right, okay, so, you know, freelance is the best way to go. I mean, the only... yeah, it is quite funny. Freelance, put yourself as freelance to start off with. And just contact studios local to you. Even if they're very, very low budget studios, make them an offer they can't refuse. So look, at the end of the day, I just want to be around it. Even if I'm making tea and coffee to start off with. Just that's the way you've got to be. You just got to phone the emails, phoning them, being persistent and not giving up. But normally, I mean, YouTube is a great platform to be noticed anyway. So don't go in begging because people will just take the piss out of you, because at the end of the day, it's still an industry. And they're doing it, a lot of companies out there are doing it for one reason only, to make money. It's a money business. That's why the Marvel films, there's so many of them, because it's making money. In the industry today, it's not so much like years ago where filmmakers wanted to make films because they loved making films. Now it's all franchise-based. You know, now it's all, you know, what's going to make us the biggest amounts of money. Unfortunately, that is the way the industry is. You know, if one film makes a lot of money, you can guarantee there's going to be a sequel, because basically that's how the industry works now. That's why Marvel is so big. That's why there's so many Marvel movies. You know, when the first Avengers came out, it broke box office records, and that's the only reason why they made more of them, because they were making money. You know, going back 20, 30 years ago, I remember it, you know, a case of people were making films because they loved making films. It weren't so much about the money. Well, it was, but it was only about making enough money to move on to the next project. Today in the industry, it's about, you know, what film's going to make us the most money. And that's what, unfortunately, that's what it's all about. So, you know, answering your question, I loved it. I loved it. I think the ending of it was confusing to a lot of people. And at the end of the day, the way you've got to look at it is the Avengers films are really children-based movies. The Avengers are for youngsters. Even though adults do enjoy it, like myself, I thought it was really good. I thought they've gone, the ending was a bit too complicated for younger generations, for younger kids who like superheroes. I think they, like Star Wars, for instance. Star Wars, the originals were absolutely fantastic. But now they, you know, they've taken Star Wars very down, you know, like the last, you know, the other three, what was it? Revenge of the Sith, The Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones. It was full of politics in space. Them films were politics in space. And Star Wars is for kids, you know, whether we like it or not. Films like the Avengers, Star Wars and stuff like that, you know, are made for the younger generation. So to make it too confusing for them, I think that's a bit them, the studio, shall I say, trying to bring the adults into a kid's world and make the adults like it as well as the kids. Very clever, but that's how they make money. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's already rumours about the next set of Avengers films that are coming, which is going to be You know, characters like Deadpool, X-Men, and all that. That's correct. Deadpool was actually edited with Premiere Pro. That's absolutely correct. That's a fact. A lot of studios edit with Premiere Pro. It's such a good editing software. There's film companies that have edited with Final Cut. The big one, the biggest, is the Avid Media Composer. That's what a lot of the big studios use. I know that was used in Avid was used in Creed 2. Creed 2 is not out yet, but Avid is using Creed 2 because I see a Instagram of because Stallone actually edits his own films, believe it or not. He's the editor for his films. He likes to edit his own films. And I see an Instagram of him editing Creed in Avid, and I can see Avid straight away. I recognize it straight away. You can do a lot of effects in Premiere Pro. Don't write Premiere Pro off when it comes to effects. You can do visual effects in Premiere Pro. Very subtle effects. I mean, you do need After Effects to create professional visual effects and Nuke, so on and so on. But yeah, you can do subtle visual effects in Premiere Pro. Absolutely. Subtle effects you can do. But still, I love Premiere Pro. That's my video editor of choice. It's absolutely brilliant. It's, you know, I do all my work on that, all my professional work on that. So I'm just checking some stats at the moment, guys. See how we're going. Do need more people watching. Get some more people watching. That's okay, anytime. I hope I've helped you out. Try and get some more people back in the chat. I'm going to be around for a little while longer. So I'm going to take a break for 2 minutes and then I'll be back in 2 minutes and then we can continue chatting about film and visual effects. Sound good? Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm just going to go and that's it. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't give up. But like I just said, I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Okay? I'll just type it there. Okay, we are back. We are back in the house. Hello, Oliver. How are you? I will do that for you now, Oliver. No, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Pharaoh extra distribution. For you guys that have been in the chat for a while, Sarah King is actually, his name's Oliver. He's my son. And what he normally does is he moderates the chats for me. So Sarah is not Sarah. His name's Oliver. He's my son. And normally he moderates the chat. So all you guys, say hello to Ollie in the house. And he does a good job as well. And believe it or not, he's only 7 years old. So we've got 3 people in the room, which is great. Hopefully we get some more people in so we can all share this chat together, which is what we want. If you're not subscribed to the channels, guys, to the channel, there's the dog's guide again. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and hit the like as well if you can. That is great. Trying to make the Film It VFX Studios community massive. We want it huge. This is about passionate filmmakers, people that enjoy visual effects and enjoy making films, and it goes for all calibers. This goes for people that are very basic and people that are advanced. So I appreciate all you guys that do it, because I know whatever you do, you can end up doing something absolutely amazing. Whether you shoot it on an iPhone or whether you shoot it on a red camera, it doesn't matter. We're all part of the same community. We are all filmmakers and visual effects artists. So yes, it's what it's all about. Oliver, Van has just said hello to you. Don't be rude. Say hello back. Now, kids. The dogs I've got here, look, you're going to see the doggies now, look. This is the noise crew. One of them, anyway. I've got 6 here. 6 horses. These are the sort of dogs where their bollocks are bigger than you. You know them dogs? So hopefully we're going to get some more people in the chat so we can continue. I don't know the time differences. What time it is where you guys are at the moment. Is it late? What time is it where you are, Van? It's not painful. You just got to take time with it. You don't have to sit at the computer all day. I will do a couple of hours editing and then I'll leave it until the next day and go back to it with fresh eyes. I won't, literally won't sit at the computer for a whole day just editing, because it's not good for your health and it's not good for your eyes at the same time. So you've got to think of health as well as your eyesight, really. You know, edit for a couple of days, edit for a couple of hours at one point, come away from the computer, leave it till the next day. You'll probably find when you leave it and you go back the next day that you probably find errors in what you've done, because, you know, if you're editing all day and you're getting tired and you're getting sleepy, you automatically begin to make mistakes. So it's always good to do a couple of hours leave it and then go back to it, because it can affect you health wise as well. You should. I mean, don't think of it as painful. I mean, I love it. I could literally spend hours editing. I could spend weeks editing, but I don't. I really just do a couple of hours at a time and then have a break from it. Even if I have 3 or 4 hours break and then go back to it in the afternoon or whatever, and then continue and do it like that. You got to pace yourself and don't put too much strain on yourself at the same time. What I want to try and do is do a Google Hangout at some point, so we can all get in the camera together and speak properly rather than just doing it in a chat. So I will probably do that during the week. So if you guys want to be in on that, that'd be great. We can chat properly. Yeah, you got to love it. I mean, I love it. You have to love it in order to be good at it and want to do it. Getting into video editing and visual effects, if you don't love it, you're never going to be good at it. You're never going to want to do it. So you know, you're gonna have to love it. I've loved it since I can remember, and I'll always love it. It's what I enjoy doing. I'll be right back. Oi, drop it. Well, if I just explain why I leave the computer, if when I leave it, it's because I have 6 very large dogs here that I have to take care of. Because at the moment, I'm not at my normal house. I'm at my sister-in-law's house, and I'm dog sitting at the moment. So I have a lot of these dogs, 6 of them, that I'm trying to take care of at the moment. So when I do leave the computer, don't panic. It's because I'm dealing with them. I would love that gadget. One day we probably will do. I would love that. I love collaborating with people. Definitely. Definitely. If you go to my header, my YouTube header, and click on my Facebook page, add it, and then I'll accept you onto the Film It Facebook page. So we can chat on there as well. Are you still in the house? I think my moderator's gone already. We're in the middle of a serious storm here in London at the moment, and it's absolutely horrendous outside. It's not stopped raining and thundering and lightning and God knows what. So I'm going to stay on for probably another hour, which should be cool. But like I've just said, if I leave the computer, it's because I'm dealing with the dogs, having a cigarette outside because I do smoke, or going to the toilet. But I will pop a message in the chat if I'm popping away for 2 minutes. But I'm not going to be gone for that long when I do go. So in a minute, for instance, I've got to feed the dogs because they need to eat and maybe go for a toilet, and then I'll be right back. That sort of scenario. Okay, so I'm watching someone back in 2 minutes. And guys, I will definitely be back in 2 minutes. Ciao. Bella. That's it. Dinner. Go on. Eat dinner. Don't you want it? You better give. You said you want me. You're cheeky fucker, you are. Hey, you got 8, man. She's eating your fucking dinner, bro. What's up with you? Right, so I am back, ready to go for round 2. Hi. So is there anyone else in the chat at the moment, or are we all gone? Okay then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the chat here. Thank you to all the people that participated in this chat. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Smash the shit out of the subscribe button. And as always, I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.